I'm not going into 4th gear. Why should I? You've got 3rd gear. Yeah, you stay there. Gosh, that's a lot of smoke. Hello. This behind me is a Volkswagen Polo. As you can see, it's not my kind of car. But that's part of the appeal. If I want to review a car, I want it to be something that I think is brilliant or terrible. When I started to review cars, it was always a terrible car review, and that being the car was terrible, not the review. Personally, I'm not really too put off by modified cars, as long as they're modified tastefully. You can have a lot of small modifications that don't make it stupid. First of all, right from the front, we can see that the proper number plate has been replaced for a small one, the kind you find on a motorbike. It's got some eyelashes on, like painted on eyelashes. It's very something on, so it doesn't even look real. It's obviously lowered just a little bit with well, they are Volkswagen wheels by the look of it, 17-inch. Probably going to have a bit of a crashy ride, but it doesn't look too bad at that height. And then really from the outside there's not really much else to say. Oh, the rear wiper blade seems to have gone missing, and it's got what would you call that? Looks like a nose. That's it. Yeah, it's stuck a nose on the roof, and then we have the obligatory huge tailpipe on the back there, nice big oval thing that's very, very dirty. This car doesn't look like it's been washed for quite a while, but apparently it was washed yesterday, which gives you some idea of how much crap's coming out of the back of this. Look at it, you wouldn't really believe it was washed, but I did see this car yesterday and it was absolutely filthy all around the back, so I know it has been washed. But you can see finger marks in the boot there. So how's it got that much dirt going on in just one day? What's he been doing? Has he been to Africa in it or something? Let's open the boot. A nice handle, actually, a good honest handle, rather than one of those stupid switches. Oh, it is a switch. Ah, that is curious actually. It's an electric switch at the same time as being a physical handle. Surprisingly, the boot's very, very big. But then again, the seats are down, so I guess it should be. Yes. Yeah, I can manage. To me, Volkswagen have always made excitingly dull cars. But this one, you know, I don't mind the styling of it, the proportions and everything. It's all quite cute, really. I mean, well, it is a small car. If a small car can't be cute, then what can be? It's a bit like a kitten that makes you want to vomit when you look at its lovely little face. But as I've said, in my mind at least, it's kind of cute at the front. It's quite a nice proportioned car. It doesn't look stupid. I might even go as far as to say I quite like it actually. Front headlamps kind of remind me of a squashed up Mercedes E-Class from around the same period. Why buy a Volkswagen unless you're going to expect some sort of build quality? So let's have a listen to the door shut sound. It's a bit flump. And the window's down, but it does sound a bit yeah, that sound definitely begins with an FL. Ergonomically designed handles. It actually feels a bit squeaky, but it is old. It's an old car. And then we look inside, and what we've got here, these Gti seats. I do like these seats. It says GTI on there as well. I like the pattern. It's very well inspired by their own car. Inspired by the original Golf GTI that had seats like this. And it was a good idea, so obviously they bring it back. It was their idea after all. Why can't they reuse it? No reason. What I think I do quite like about this car is it's still small, even though it's a Volkswagen. And Volkswagen, you know, got quite big, small cars. But we're about to enter a world of strange modifications. Look at that steering wheel. GTI bucket seats, and the combination of that and a steering wheel that's about a foot too far forward. And that seat is as far back as it goes, which means you cannot really get in without scuffing the bolster. And now I feel like a pizza delivery driver. looks like I think I'm getting a migraine. That's the first thing that happens, flashing lights. So besides the steering wheel, which is far too close to my face, most of it looks reasonably standard. By the way, this is the seat at its furthest back position as well. So, you know, for a reasonable sized person like myself, I feel like I've got into a lady's car, but the seat doesn't work. Now, quick look at inside here. Look, this dash has been sort of coated in this kind of marble effect thing, and then a disco ball in the middle. Where many people keep a picture of their family, this young man has got a picture of his car. That is presumably because whilst you're driving your car, you can't see it. So now he can. The gate is missing, and there's... I'm not sure what that's for. It looks like there might be some suspicious behaviour going on. Enough of all that. We need to look at the engine, don't we? Because I am going to drive this car in a minute, and I am promised that this car has a bit more than it usually has. As to be expected by the amount of dirt up the back of the tailgate, it is a diesel. It's one of those Volkswagen PD engines, which is a very good engine. But with all this piping knocking about, you can see that it's not entirely standard. Should I tell you what he's done with it? Oh, that sticker on the windscreen makes it look like he's some sort of part of some secret society that displays its presence on a windscreen. Let's switch it on. It's on. There's no doubt about that. On the dashboard there are a couple of lights actually. Yeah, so engine management light, brake pad lights, ABS not working, handbrakes, well, it's on, and the airbag. The airbag light's on. Oh no! Well, I haven't set off yet and already it's starting to idle quickly. On the bumper yard, no knocks or rattles from the suspension at least. That's a good start. Indicators are so far away because of the steering wheel where it is. I like to talk about the car first before hoofing it. Why do I need to hoof it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because he's told me I've got to hoof it. So don't drive it unless you're going to hoof it at some point. And properly hoof it off the rev limiter, he said. He also said, don't worry about if it breaks or blows up because I've got another engine anyway. I do like that kind of confidence, I must say. Quite happy to go along quite slowly, which is something, because you do need your car to go slowly as well as quickly. In fact, it's more important that you can go slowly than go quickly. So, indicator too far away, completely missing it. This is how it should be driven. Mind you, I've been told that it doesn't like to go in fourth gear. In order for a car to work properly, you've got to be able to use all the gears though. So, we're just about to approach a little point where I can put my foot down ever so slightly. He said he's got about 200 brake horsepower, which, when he said that, I thought, has it really? But then he's told me it's got new, bigger injectors, massive intercooler, different head bolts. Obviously there's no cat as well. Well, here we go, let's try it here, just pull down to it. Oh, there's some workmen there. Let's not go too quickly past them, that's rude. And now... Whoa, what's that? That is a strange sound. It cuts the rev limiter really quickly. Third gear, put my foot down. That's healthy. That's a healthy shook, that actually. Should I do it again? There's always somebody in front of you, that's the trouble. So you have to just take it easy. Going along 20 and then... rev limiter again. Gosh, that's a lot of smoke. I am wondering whether you'll be able to see any of this. Indicator too far away. That's quick actually. Oh, it's a bit leery. Oh, it's a bit leery, isn't it? Put foot down again. Gosh, smoke. That's a lot of smoke. Fourth gear is not too bad actually. He said he didn't like to go into fourth gear, but seemed happy enough to do it just then. Carry on round the roundabouts here. This is quite intoxicating actually. Just going to have to go around there one more time, I think. Well, what's the word for it? It's just not that willing to play. It just wants to fob you off. I'm not going into fourth gear. Why should I? You've got third gear. Yeah, you stay there. Yeah. Imagine if a gearbox really did stuff like that. Brilliant, wouldn't it? And now I'm just going to go back to driving sensible mode because that's as much fun as I need to have really. So my conclusion is it is quick. There's no way of knowing whether it's got 200 brake horsepower or not, but it's definitely the quickest diesel I've ever driven by quite a way, and I've had a go in a couple of quick ones. So I mean, the car looks modified. It may as well actually have some go, and it certainly does that. I'm sure it'd be like living with this car every day. Because it's a bit too noisy and a bit too smoky to have as a daily car. But yeah, it's a laugh. I'll give it that. The only thing is with the diesel, it's you've got all the power all the time. You just quickly get used to it, and then you end up wanting more, and you haven't got more. So then you have to spend loads of money making more modifications, so you've got more. And then when you've got that, you're going to end up wanting more. And the cycle just goes on until eventually you've got no car because it's exploded. These things will explode after a while. I mean, all cars that you go way beyond, they're going to explode. They're designed to do that. So, conclusion. It handles quite well, but it's not got sort of a proper sporty feel to it like the Subaru does, or the Mini Cooper S, or even the MG ZS. Dare I say that? I just did too. It seems to go around corners quite well because it's so stiffened up with big wheels on it. But I imagine your usual Polo with its standard wheels isn't going to do that. Apparently the way to get into this car is to take the steering wheel off first, and then you've got to get it back on. So I shall demonstrate that now. Real carbon fibre steering wheel.
For £40?
For
yes.
£40. Right, so is it difficult to get on then?
I'm saying nothing.
I can see there's 3 lined up on the top there. It is 3, isn't it? 3 at the top. Well, when did fitting your own steering wheel become an intelligence test? There must be some sort of knack to it, because that feels like it's in the right place there.
It's in the right place.
Did you apply some brute force and ignorance?
No, please don't do that.
Oh, well, I'm not going to, that's why I asked you. Ah, right, I see. Well, no wonder, because you had to give me instructions on how to put the steering wheel on. Is it secure enough to actually drive?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. So besides the steering wheel, which is far too close to my face, most of this looks standard. And that really is too far. Look, that's too far. What am I talking about? Too close. That's too...